As always, just please understand that any advice in today's session is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration. Okay? Alright, so before we get started today, as I said previously, that we will take a short moment to recap, bring your questions, anything that you want me to address from last session. I can tell you that last Thursday, we started a new trading challenge, and part of the requirements were that you needed to do a little bit of homework before we got started. I can confirm that I've got roughly about 25% of the people that were in the class have accepted the challenge. So to all of you, I have already replied to you in depth, giving you feedback. I've read every single one of the trading plans that were sent to me. I have responded to all of them already, and I can tell you that we've already triggered the first set of pending orders. No trades yet. We're not live in a trade, but we've got 2 pending orders on the market. So for those of you who are participating, well done to you. Okay, if anybody else wants to join in, I will give you till Wednesday, and then after that, it's a lot of work for me to go through everybody's trading plan, so it took me quite a long time this morning. I've made the effort because you've made the effort, so I'm just giving it back to you. Until Wednesday you have, if you want to join in a little bit late. Okay, just you got to go by the requirements. If you didn't catch last Thursday's class, respond to me with the invitation that you got to today's class, and I'll send you last Thursday class. And if you can do it all and you want to join in, fantastic. Okay, all right, so as the quick little recap before we get started, here are the 2 trades that have been triggered. Well, you can see this one's the Aussie, what is this one? This is the Aussie USD, and if you have a quick look, let me highlight it for you. We got candle closes below, we get a candle closes back on the inside. If I drop my vertical line, oops, that's a crooked vertical line, let me just plot one in properly. Put my vertical line, you can see that we've crossed and we're below the 30, so therefore this candle that I've just highlighted, the blue one, is a valid signal. And what I've done, you can see my little green line, that's my entry, that's my pending buy, so that's 10 pips below. I've just put an arbitrary target where I think it's going to join there, that's for my T2. Okay, and if I just shrink my chart a little bit, there's my stop, which is 30 pips from there to there. Okay, now so that's the first one. I sent a tweet out live, so if anybody, especially who's doing the trading challenge, keep track of those tweets because I am sending them live as I see them. So that's the Aussie dollar. So what I need to happen is for this one to come down, trigger me in, and that's my first trade. The other one, let's have a look, Aussie yen. Here it is, similar. You can see there, this one here, it's crossed underneath, and there's my pending order, which is 10 pips below that. I've put an arbitrary T2 for now, and I'll monitor that and move it as I need to. Okay, there was a third one, the Euro Aussie. The reason I did not take that one was, let me just pull it in, because a couple of you have emailed me as you're seeing them, which is really good because it's helping me as well catch them live. Okay, so here's the Euro Aussie one. You got the candle that closed outside. Here's the candle that closes on the inside. If I drop the vertical, oops, a crooked vertical, but believe me, that's good there. The only reason I didn't take this one is, well, I didn't put the pending order, which we would not have got triggered anyway, not yet. The reason I didn't take it is because I feel that I touched the middle Bollinger there. Okay, so the signal candle here touch the middle Bollinger, so therefore I decided not to put this one into the system. Okay, someone is saying there was an AUD Friday night. There may have been, Hamid, but remember we said that the challenge started on Monday. Okay, so if there was one on previous to today, and I'm sure that there was because there's been lots of them, I'm ignoring those. I'm starting from today. Okay, so that's what we said in the class, that the challenge starts as of Monday. You need to document your next 20 trades, and let's see what we get out of this. All right, any questions on that, or anybody have any questions on any of these that I've just highlighted? It's just ideal timing that this pending orders just went out live, literally at the turn of the hour is when I got them. Let me just change my chart back. There we go, and I may or may not get triggered. Quick question, what's going to make me cancel this order out? Remember, if I hit the middle Bollinger Band before getting triggered, that cancels it out, or I'm going to wait for 5 candles. So that means I will have this pending order max 5 hours in the system. If I don't get triggered in 5 hours time and I haven't hit the middle Bollinger Band, well then I'll cancel the order out. Okay, we all remember that? Yep. Okay, fantastic. All right, let's get started in today's session, and let me bring up what do we have on the news front. Okay, this is what we got. All right, so the Greece situation has finally come to, well, somewhat of a conclusion. The a bailout package has been agreed upon. The finer details are being debated. The bottom line is that supposedly today in Greece, banks are going to open again, and it's been 3 weeks that they've been closed, so it will bring the country back to some normality. Some of the key issues over there in Greece that the people are not happy about is the fact that they're reducing pensions, they're increasing a little bit of tax rates. They're taking away the long-standing historical no work on Sundays that they have over there. So the country is going through some reforms, which it has to, in order to be able to meet these more stringent conditions of this bailout. So as you can see, they're not very happy. The people themselves, understandable. However, life goes on. What's happening in the euro itself now is there is starting to show signs of somewhat of a divide. Okay, the divide being on one side your Germanys, your Finlands, these countries that are doing relatively well, the ones that are better off in the euro and are more in surplus, are kind of on one side of the equation. On the other side of the equation, you got your Spains, your Italys, your Portugals, your Greece, who are more traditional based countries who are trying to hang on to lots of their tradition and their heritage and laws about taxation and things of that nature that really they don't really hold great significance in the modern world today. All right, so there's a bit of a conflict. The main priority right now around the euro is for that to get squashed, and they need unification as quickly, at least portray the feeling of unification, and to give that euro the strength that it will gain back. All right, it has been coming off mainly because of these reasons, because in theory they are in a much better place than what the charts are showing. All right, and we'll have a look at some of the trading opportunities that are on that front. So that's the thing with the euro. The major news that took place last week, and it's like a fresh breath air, I've been waiting for this for a long time. Basically, Miss Yellen testified in one of her testimonies that they're quite happy with the US economy. They're feeling relief on the euro situation, and they are well on track to have an interest rate this year. She went further and said that they would rather ease interest rates in. So that basically, she basically said September it's going to happen. Okay, now you read between the lines. Now she could change her mind in September, but that's basically what she has said. And the reason for that is simply because she went further to say that it is better to ease it in, because if we come in too late, we may have to hold a quick succession of interest rates, which is worse off. We're much better doing it slowly than doing it very, very quickly. Okay, so everybody read into that whatever you want to read into that. Most analysts have interpreted that information as September interest rates will go up in the US. All right, now I don't know if that's going to be true or not, but basically. Okay, Hamid's asking, would be such interest rate change in Europe as well? Now, Europe is on the other side of the coin, Hamid. We've been talking over the last couple of months that they've actually been reducing their interest rates and they've been introducing monetary easing policies, which basically means they've been printing more euros to basically come out of a difficult situation. So they're on the complete opposite side. All right. With all that kind of news, the US dollar has taken strength against all major currencies for the back part of the week. We'll have a look how it impacts everything else, and we'll take it from there. But before I do move on, the key data moving events of the week. It's got to be Kiwi official cash rate. Now remember, 2 months ago they surprised everybody with a big rate cut, and furthermore they said that if things did not improve that they would not hesitate to cut again. All right, I don't think anybody is really expecting a rate cut. When is it? Thursday this week. However, you never know, and they could surprise. I think the trade balance number in New Zealand is going to be very, very important. And if you look at the other side of the equation, looking at the USD, for this reason, I think the currency that's going to be under the most impact of data, okay, is going to be the Kiwi dollar. All right, so this is the one that's going to be under the most impact, purely based on data release. Okay, Aussie front, we have a little bit of data. We have CPI figures on Wednesday. We have also the US, and we have China figures. Where are they? Here we are. China PMI on Friday. Okay, so again, as always, for the newer people in the class, these times over here, that's in my local time, which is Australian Eastern Standard, which is, in other words, Sydney. So make an adjustment to wherever you are, and those are the times that those releases are held. Let's bring up the charts. Let's see what we got. Ask your questions as we move along. Here we go. Aussie dollar. Last week, Aussie dollar, we basically said there is no way in the world that I am a buyer. Having said that, this brings up an interesting conflict of interest. I just told you that based on the candle flip strategy, I have a buy in my system, even though I said there is no way that I am a buyer. So, is there a problem there? Do I have a problem? Anybody? Am I being a hypocrite? What's the story? Can anybody give me someone saying yes, I am, or yes, I have a problem? Most of you are saying no, okay? All right, so the correct answer to this is in your trading plan, okay? And I can tell you actually that there wasn't no, oh, this is a bit, okay, probably about 3 trading plans that I saw covered this situation indirectly. So they didn't exactly spell it out. But in my trading plan, it says that if one strategy says to go long, okay, and another one says to go short, and those are the 2 strategies that I'm trading, well then I'm happy to take both trades. Okay, so as long as you address the issue, then you're fine. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? And I can already see someone, Linda, says, I was reluctant to place this pending order. Okay, so this is the very first trade of the trading challenge, and already you're discovering something about yourself. Okay, so, and same as Hamid. So there's a few of you that are already saying, oh, wait a minute. Christian said there's no way he wants to be a buyer, and I'll stick to that. I don't want to be a buyer, but I'm in the trading challenge, and my trading plan says that I will take the trades in the trading challenge. So guess what? I am a buyer. All right. Now, don't forget, guys, this trade could be finished in 2 hours. All right. When I say there's no way I want to buy, I'm talking about longer term. All right. So when I look at this chart over here, the daily chart, think about this. We sold up there. We sold again over there, and we sold again over here. That's 3 great trades. During the week, did anybody sell again off this one? Did anybody sell again off that one if you weren't in a trade? Rav did. Okay. I want to say I don't like to single anybody out, but I have been looking for a few accounts, and Rav has been doing. I'm going to say he's the most exceptional student in the class in recent times. His account's done absolute wonderful things. I want to speak to him privately later, and if he doesn't mind sharing, I will use some of what he does, which is all based off the Monday classes, by the way, as an example. Okay, so Rav, I'll talk to you about that later. But basically, this is still sell territory, all right? And we broke new lows. If you're not in this trade, don't jump in on it now. Okay, you got to wait for an entry. So what we're going to wait for if we're not in it, so I'm assuming that we have no trades right now, trading challenge apart, okay? Then what we're going to look for is some kind of a pullback into maybe this region here, and then we're going to try and sell it, okay? Now remember, a couple of things. Commodities have come off badly just recently, which has hurt the Aussie dollar. China is coming off a little bit as well, which is hurting the Aussie dollar. US dollar is strengthening, or the anticipation of this interest rate increase. When that happens, we can see our Aussie dollar really take a tumble. Okay, so this is a longer term view. If you're not in a trade right now, you've got to wait for some kind of a pullback before you get an entry signal. All right, and if you're in it, well then just play your trade out as per your rules. Everybody clear on the strategy for the Aussie dollar right now? Great. Okay, question being asked, what was the recent sell for the Aussie dollar? The reason it's sold off, do you mean, Hamid, or what was my trigger? Oh, this trigger here, this happened, okay, let me see, when would this would have happened? Friday, Thursday. On Thursday, you would have got no, sorry, on Friday, you would have got a confirmation of an engulfing candle with a fractal at the top, and that was a reason to enter that trade. Okay, so so you would still be in that trade. You would have got in roughly here, right there. Your stop is right there. So you haven't reached your 1-to-1. So which 1-to-1 will be around about here somewhere. Okay, so you're still playing that trade out. All right. Okay, let's move on. Let's have a look at the next one, Euro USD. Okay. All right, we'll have a look at this. This is nice. So this came out of that wedge that we were tracking last week. This would have been a difficult trade to trade. Okay, so if you didn't take this, I'm not too worried about it. If you did, I think your first entry could have been there. Okay, that's roughly where your first entry would have been. Now, I did say last week the Euro USD is still a little bit too volatile, so let's just stay away from it. So if you didn't, I'm not going to count this as a trade, but you can see that the pattern that we drew stood the test, okay, and gave us a nice signal in. Now, what I want to do now is let me get rid of these and let's analyze what we have right now. Can everybody see that I'm kind of at a double bottom right now? Okay. Can we see that we're a double bottom? Okay. We are right on the money of a double bottom. I did see something. Let me check if the market has moved since I saw it a couple of hours ago. Give me 1 second. I've just stepped into a 4-hour chart. Okay, now I think it's holding. All right, I can see an ABCD pattern. Let me just measure out to reconfirm. Okay, what I've done, just to point out, that's my A point. This is my B. And I've gone from A to B, and then I've retraced back to C, which falls on the 78.6 Fibonacci. It's a C. Okay, 78.6 Fibonacci. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw my fib from down here to up there, and you can see, so I've gone from here now all the way up to there, and then I've extended to the 127 level. Now, effectively what I've got, I'm reluctant to trade euro, okay, but technically based, what we have is this. We have A to B to C to D, so it's A, B, C, D, and D, and the D is on a double bottom. There's that grey area. Who likes that trade? Okay, I haven't had a single, one person only doesn't like it. Okay, any, I've got, everybody likes it except one person. Okay, shall we take it? Who's in? Okay, so Bijan doesn't like it either. Okay, all right. Well, how about this? If it's in your trading rules that you want to take it, and if not, walk away from it. Okay. Remember, this is based off a 4-hour chart. So what we would be, think about this. All right. This is what the cost is. So, and this is a great example about thinking of trading as a probability. This trade, I could afford to enter at market right now and place a very, very small stop, like there somewhere. If it gets to this level, that means that this Fibonacci level has actually failed. If it's failed, well then the trade has failed. Let's just walk away from it. Okay. The bounce back, you could expect the bounce to about here at least. All right. If I put this stop a little bit tighter, this is easily a 4-to-1 ratio trade. Okay. Think about it. 4-to-1 ratio trade. All right. If you want to play a little bit more safety, as Lois is just pointed out to me, is we could actually wait to see if we get price action for it. Okay, so let me zoom in a little bit. So what she's saying is this. Let's see if these two candles give us a bit of price action, and then enter about there somewhere, and then play the bottom low as your stop, which is still going to be about a 4-to-1 trade signal. Okay, so if you want safety, play it off price action. If you just want to jump in on it, you can come in at market right now. Any questions on what I've just explained? How much stop loss would I put? Okay, well, look, anywhere down here is fine, so it could even be like about 25, let's say, as an example, 25-ish. But remember, it's not about the stop loss, it's about the dollar risk. So if you just want to risk $10 on the trade, well then you can still risk $10. If you want to risk $5 on the trade, you can still risk $5. If you want to risk 1,000, you can still do that. Okay. So, but it's got to be about around. It's probably going to play out to be about 30. If you play the price action may protect you a bit more, because what might happen is this candle just shoots down and then there's no trade. All right. But if this one holds within these two as an inside pair, then you got your trade up there. So probably that's a little bit safer, a more cautious entry for the trade. All right. Let me see a couple of questions that I just missed. One moment. Is A, B, and C, D the same lengths? Okay, I don't know if they're the same lengths, but an A, B, C, D pattern, Paul, is your C happens at the 78.6 fib level. Okay, and your D level, your D happens at the 127.2 fib level. Okay, that's the rules of an ABCD pattern. And that's exactly what is happening right there. And what I like about it more is that it's happening on a double bottom. This is to me, in my trading plan, this is a no-brainer. Okay, it's kind of like if you hit, when you go to the doctors and they tap your knee with a little hammer and your leg just moves forward. That's how the trade should happen for you as well. I'm not saying this particular one, but when you are so happy with your trading strategy, when you see it, you should just take it with as little emotion as you possibly can. Okay, so I'm Euro USD happy here to around about even the 109 level. Okay, or whatever the ratio turns out to be if we get the inside candle. We all clear? I'm going to draw a little line here just to remind me. That's what I'm looking at. Okay. All right, let me move on. GBP USD. GBP USD has been the one that's been behaving the smoothest throughout all this commotion. Okay, we're trading very nicely inside the channel. We got a really nice trade last week off that, or just before the actual lesson. And if I zoom in a little bit, I'm actually liking the opportunity to get a buy over here. We got these kind of like three sets of candles that are sort of, you got the longish wicks down the bottom, okay? And what I'm actually hoping for, I'm hoping that I get here inside candles with a little fractal here tomorrow morning, and then I'll be happy to try and take a trade back up towards the other side of the channel. Okay, so this is the trade that I really like. It's not ready yet. It may not even play out, but I need to wait for the current candle. So I need to wait for this candle to finish, which will finish tomorrow at 7 a.m. in my local clock. As soon as I know what that candle looks like, I'm ready to place my pending order if I get the setup that I'm looking for. And the setup is simply I'm looking for an inside candle with the fractal down over here. Does everybody understand what that trade looks like? I'm just seeing through the names of who's in the class today. If somebody is newer that doesn't understand it, I'll draw it out for you. I just need one no and I'll draw it. So if everybody's okay, I'll skip it through. Okay, we're all good? Fantastic. All right, so tomorrow, first thing, have a look at your GBP USD chart and look for an inside candle over here. If you get it, place your pending on the break of the inside. All right, let's move on. Gold. Wow, have a look at that. I read something about this morning when it was happening. I missed it, so I did not get it. But we drew this pattern out and we said we're coming out, but we also, the most important part that we drew about this pattern, if I zoom out, is we drew this hot zone. This hot zone here, and you can see I haven't touched this chart since last week. Okay, this is a profile I specifically used for the Monday class so that I remember what I've done. Clear entry right there, in there, and basically what happened was a whole bunch of stop orders just got triggered through like dominoes, and the price just went right down. Okay, did anybody trade this by any chance, gold, today? There was a lot to be made if you saw it. Okay, no. Okay, all right. For those, I can see that there is newer people. When I say a whole bunch of stop orders got triggered, I'll just explain that because this is actually a really good example to explain that. For the ones that have seen it before, I apologize, but that's just the way that it goes. See, because of this hot zone that I marked out, and it pans out for such a long period of time, so it goes all the way, all the way back till November of last year. From that's the memory that the market has of it. So what happens is, as the market starts to play into here, we get a lot of people that start to buy it, thinking and hoping that this level's going to hold and we're going to bounce back. And you can see through this little sequence of candles here, there's three blue candles. So for 3 days, it fought, and it was trying to do that because lots of new people were buying. Okay, everybody that bought at this level, where do you think they put their stop loss? Any guesses? Where do you think they put their stop losses? Just below the support. Very good guys. Okay, so just below the support line. So all these people that came into the market, and you can tell that people are coming into the market by the price action. Look at the long tails here. It's dipped and then shooting back up, shooting back up. So lots of new money entered the market, and they start to put all their stops over here. Now all these people are buyers. So these stops, what are they? Are they buy orders or are they sell orders? If you buy to get out of your trade, if you get stopped out, what do you have to do? You have to sell. Okay, so these are all sell orders. So there's a whole bunch of sell orders over here. Okay, whole bunch, and they're building up and they're building up and they're building up. As soon as what happens is the market pushes slightly into this direction and it starts to hit the first few sell orders, that accelerates the market and the market just goes bang straight through. Okay, and to show you, I think I saw an article. Oh, I don't know. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, okay. Give me one moment. Let's see if I can move this over. Okay. This headline. See this headline here? Gold collapses over $50, triggers heavy stops. All right, that basically means exactly what I just told you. All right, so there was a heavy build-up of orders through this region, and then it shot through right down. Okay, so that's basically how it happens. Hamid, no, your reasoning that's not correct. The only reason that did this, what it did, is exactly what I just explained. It's just everybody had their stops over there, and this is why it's bounced back so much already. Okay, it was not a fundamental move. It was simply a build-up of orders in the system. Okay. All right. So let's. I don't have anything for you on gold already. The trade that I had is the one from last week, which just triggered this morning. So if none of us were able to take advantage of it, that's just unlucky for us. All right, but it was there. Next, US yen. Okay, this is the trade that I really like. All right, how long have I been saying that I'm hoping we get up to 128, 130? I think we're on our way. I really think now it's going to be bumpy. It's not going to be smooth sailing, but the interest rates and everything, it's turning around and we fought back. It's held. Have a look at that channel that we drew last week. If I zoom out to a 4-hour, there's your channel. There is your clear break. So if you traded the break, you would have got in about there. Also, this is a perfect example of a retest right to the line and bouncing off. Okay, who took the US yen long at the break of the channel? I know some of you emailed me about it, asking me questions. Okay, I've got 2. Rav did, Romy did, Andrew did, 3. Alan, yes. Okay, so I got 4. That's good. All right, I'm good. Now, did you take it at the retest or did you take it at the close of that candle? If you were trading it off a daily chart, off the daily chart, let me zoom in a little bit. Off the daily chart, you would have got in right there, basically, just at the candle close. All right. If you did the 4-hour, the 4-hour would have given you 2 opportunities. You could have even did price action. There's inside candles right there. All right. Or you could have got the retest, whichever one you did. Open on the following candle. Thanks, Alan. That's good. Or at the close. Yep, that's the same answer. So that's great. So basically, you just get the entry right there. All right. Whether you did it off the 4-hour or the daily. All right. So if you're on that trade, good. just play it out as per your rules. If you're not on this trade and you want to participate, we need to wait now. Okay, you need to wait for maybe a bit of a pullback, see if you can get an entry, something like this, and then maybe shoot off again. The only drama is that that may not happen and it may just walk away from you. All right, so you just play it out. Right now, there's no signal right now. Okay, so at this particular point in time, I don't have an entry for you on the US yen. We have an open position that we triggered during the week based on last week's lesson, which we're happy to hold. Okay, and that's our stance on the dollar yen. All right, so I really like this one. What I might look at, because I'm holding positions from about 118 for a while on a slow account, but what we might look for is if we get that bit of a pullback and you get the nice inside candle setup and you can hit it. Okay, so if you're not in it, that's what we're looking for. Okay, and that would be based off a daily price action sort of setup. All right, we all clear on that one? Fantastic. Okay, let's carry on. Let's have a look at the euro yen. All right, the euro yen is kind of the ugliest chart at the moment. It's not really showing anything. The only thing I can see right now is we're coming into this hot spot, and it's a real good hot spot that we could either bounce off it or shoot through it. And do I care which direction? No, I don't. So, but what I do want to see is I want to see a clear signal in either direction. So this is how we're going to play it. All right. For me to be a seller, listen carefully. Okay, I need a good, strong bearish candle that closes well below. Something like this. If it looks kind of like that at the open, you're a seller. Okay, that's the signal. Mind you, for those of you who have never taken this trade, this is a very difficult trade to take psychologically. All right, you will see the candle, and you're going to hesitate, and you're going to chicken out. All right, so take notes, keep a notepad, and write down why you chickened out. All right, and we'll speak about it next week. All right, so this is a difficult trade to take. The other one is we're going to look for we're going to look for some kind of price action. We would like ideally to come to about here. Then with a blue candle do this and then break and shoot it back the other way. Okay, so that's the other option that I could for that trade. Linda's asking, do I wait for a retest of that support? Oh, Linda, are you talking about if I break through, if I break down? Okay, what Linda's asking, okay, all right, so first of all, before I answer that question, does everybody understand this one? So the bounce, we would be looking for a price action based, and don't forget there will be a fractal over here. Okay, something that's happening right on this hot spot, bouncing back up. All right, that's the easy one. The other one is if we get the bearish candle. Okay, in theory, as soon as you get the break, the clean break, you would take the trade. If you want to be a little bit more cautious, what you can do is wait for a pullback into this area and then take the trade. The problem is that may not happen, and then you just watch everybody else take the trade. That's the downside. So you need to make that decision. Okay. All right. So that's the only thing I can see on the euro yen. It's a really kind of not very pretty looking chart, but that's what's available. There's nothing better. Let me have a quick look at a 4-hour. No, nothing that I like. So we'll keep it at that. Okay. All right. Kiwi dollar. Okay, I'm getting Hamid saying the Aussie US and the Aussie yen are touching the middle Bollingers. I'm just gonna quickly. Okay. All right. Can everybody trading challenge update Aussie Dollar, cancel out your pending order. We have gone through and we touched the middle Bollinger, so that means this is unfortunate. Look how close I came to getting triggered over there. I didn't get triggered and it's gone. Doesn't matter. That's an Aussie US is now over. We didn't actually trigger, so there's no trade. And let me just, and the Aussie yen, I've been told the Aussie yen as well. Aussie yen as well. Okay. See, we've touched, so that means we've got to go and cancel our orders. So I'll just quickly do that. So this is just a copy account. It copies over to my other accounts. So there we go. Delete it. So I got no orders in the system. All right. Thank you. Let me go back. Where were we? Kiwi dollar. Oh, what a bummer. We had a really nice flag pattern on the Kiwi dollar. I often get asked about flag patterns and I thought this was a good example. Let me show it to you anyway. There was the pole and it was there like that. It was an inverted flag, and notice that over here on the left hand side there's nothing. We were at a region of a new low because all the price was up, comes into the flag, and that's what I was looking for, but we've just gone and broken the other way, so that's just spoiled that. What a bummer. Okay, let me see what else I can find for us now. Give me one moment. Lois, that question, what's it relating to? Which currency? Aussie yen. Give me one quick look. That candle, Lois? I'll just let everybody know what's going on. I just want to confirm. Is that candle, Lois? Yes? Okay. Lois is asking, could this have been the signal candle and gets me in down there off that doji? The answer is no, because one of the rules was that we needed the candle that closes on the inside. This one doesn't close on the inside, so it's a no. Okay. Um, this is the signal over here, so only after that candle finished could we place the pending order 10 pips down, which is over there somewhere, so that's why we didn't get triggered. Okay. All right, Kiwi dollar. All right, first of all, last week during the class, I said, look out for this. And I said, let's wait for this. And we were on this candle over here. That was Monday. Okay, and we said, let's wait for this candle to finish. And then if it finishes lower than that high, we're going to see the fractal. And lo and behold, there is the fractal. Who entered the trade? You would have entered over here, I believe, that level there. Who had the courage and took it? Show of hands, please. Rav, Lois, Romy, all took it. Anybody else? Okay. Who saw it and decided not to take it? I'm interested in that. Who saw it but decided not to take it? If you were in this class, you would have seen it because I showed it to you. All you had to do was wake up the next morning and make a decision to press the button or not. Okay, so there's a couple of you. Okay, some of you already had a position based on another strategy. That's fine. Roy took it as well. Okay, Ray, yes. Good. All right. The point is that this trade psychologically is a little bit difficult because look how far we've already moved, and you're in a class and you're saying, oh, Christian said that if this is an engulfing and we should be short again. Okay, I don't care what he said. We've just moved 1,000 pips. It's not going down any further. What happened? It went down some more. This was a 3-to-1 trade. Okay, bread and butter trade. This is what it's all about. Okay, guys. We made it was difficult, I understand, but That's what trading is all about. You're going to see setups and they're going to challenge you, and that's what the challenge is all about. Seeing a setup and seeing if you react to and you step up to the plate or not. Okay? All right. By the way, part of the trading challenge, things that I'm interested in listening because I'm seeing is I will be checking because once you put a pending order in your system and you delete it, it stays on your record. It also tells me what time the pending order was placed, which tells me your state of mind in trading, and I'm very interested in seeing that. All right, so that's very, very important. So I'm not just interested in the triggered trades, I'm also interested in the ones that you actually placed and then cancelled out. Okay, so be aware of that. Okay, Kiwi dollar got nothing now. If this was to be a turnaround point, there's an inside candle to try and counter trade. But I don't really have a good reason why it would be turning around at this particular level. Let me just check a couple of things out. I'm trying to justify a long here. No, I can't justify it. Okay, so this is what we're going. This is how we're going to play the Kiwi dollar. We're going to wait for a pullback. Okay, hopefully we get a nice one. You know, if we get something like this, and we get another setup, we're going to go short again. There is no way that I want to buy a Kiwi dollar. Let me just put that out there right now. I'm not a Kiwi dollar buyer unless it comes up in the trading challenge. I'm looking for opportunities to sell over the long term. This week we said Kiwi dollar is going to be under the influence of heavy data, so keep an eye on that, and let's make sure that we don't get caught up in that scenario. Okay? The channel, Lois, it's a little bit too narrow. It's not really the best of channels. It's really almost a straight line, so I don't like the channel. All right, so Kiwi dollar, I don't have anything right now. Well, what we do have is we're going to wait for some kind of a pullback. All right, last one, Euro Aussie. Okay, the Euro Aussie, the channel's holding nicely. Okay, so let's see if we can maybe pick up a trade off here. Is this an inside candle? And we already broke, but it's just a little bit too far from the edge. All right, what we can look for is just the next couple of candles here are going to be key for us to bounce or break down. All right, so that's, I think, for the Euro Aussie, this is how we're going to play it. We're either going to break it down or we're going to bounce off this channel. And this is a really nice setup. This is a very well established channel, and the break is on the correct side. So because we're sloping upwards, the break down is good, or the bounce on the channel. All right, so if we're breaking, we are looking for, oops, wrong color. If we're breaking, we're looking for the nice candle that breaks us out, and then we shoot away. And if we're bouncing, we're looking for inside candles to bounce back up. Any questions? Let me go back and recap what we've covered quickly. Aussie dollar, we are in positions as short sellers already. If you're not in a trade, we're waiting for a pullback to see if we can get an opportunity to get in. Euro USD, okay, see, have a look at this. Already on a 4-hour, okay, on a 4-hour chart, inside candles is already out. So if you want this trade, you just had to hit it as an ABCD, as I called it straight away. How much has it moved already? Can anybody tell me? Where were we? It's only moved about 8 pips. All right, so if you wanted it now, you could place your stop even here. Maybe risk 25-ish, 30. But it's already started to move away. All right, did anybody take it? Rav's in already, well done. Okay, anybody else? No. All right, we're just going to have to watch this one now, guys. So you can, I think you can still get in. Just don't wait too long. GBP USD, we are waiting for an inside candle. Tomorrow morning we should get the confirmation if we've got it. Gold has already happened. We've got to wait for the next setup. US yen, we are in a trade and we're playing it out. If you're not, we're waiting for a pullback and a setup. Euro yen, we're awaiting the approach of this hot zone. Kiwi dollar, nothing. We've got to wait for a pullback. Euro Aussie, we are just approaching this hot zone and let's see what happens. Okay. All right. Any questions? Nothing? Okay. For anybody who's in the room and is not in the trading challenge and you still want to join, you got till Wednesday. And if you send me your trading plan by Wednesday, I promise that I will read it, make comments, and send it back to you. If you miss the deadline, you're going to have to wait till next time that we do it. Don't know when that's going to be. It could be 2 months, 3 months. It's been a while since I've done this one, okay, because it actually means that I have to do a lot of work for you. All right, not that I'm lazy, but I do. I have got a lot of things that I'm trying to do. In any case, send it to me. I will look at it and I will help you along, give you some suggestions, provoke you mentally. The whole idea is that we can grow as a trader and discover some things about ourselves that we were not aware of, as some of you are already discovering simply at the very first trade that's come along. Okay, one quick note that I have to say, this week I will not be here on Thursday, so I will be doing Thursday's class on Wednesday. I did spell that out in today's invite, but just to remind everybody, this week instead of Thursday I will do the class on Wednesday, same time, 3:30 Wednesday instead of Thursday. Okay, and I'll email you on the day as usual. All right, and we'll pull out, I'll look at something, some other strategy to introduce to show you. Any questions that you have or that you haven't had an opportunity to ask today? I've still got a few minutes. Does anybody want me to look at anything? Any requests? Anything? No? We're all good? All right, so if something does pop up, just email me and I will address it for you. Keep alert. I'll keep you alerted via Twitter on any trades that develop and pending orders that come into the system. All right, have a fantastic afternoon. I'll see you all on Wednesday at 3:30. Bye for now.